Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Welcome to my channel, welcome to Friday. Hopefully you guys are doing great, you have some great plans for the weekend to come. It is the weekend before the big July 17th and I'm gonna be talking about that all weekend because I'm gonna show it to you from different perspectives so that you understand how you want to use this time, what to focus on, what matters to you the most at this time. And the new moon energy is definitely gonna hit as usual, like the plans, the intentions, the goals, you know, what are you bringing in for the new cycle. That's like for everyone, and it's like all through and through. No matter what area of your life you are focused on right now, you're drawn to, you know, it's a great way to change things for the better, to set those intentions right. However, for the rest of it, the cardinal signs, the lunar nodes changes, you may want to be more specific, and then it's up to you how you want to work with those. So yeah, I'll definitely be doing readings around that. But today it's a classic read. So let's get a card for Divine Feminines first of all. Woo. The Building Blocks, number 28. I'm not gonna do the book today, but I'm just gonna say that even if you feel like you're going small or you're taking care of like routine stuff that doesn't seem like a big picture, maybe it's not as exciting as the big and important things, whatever that means to you, just remember that these are all building blocks for the big picture. It may seem small, it may seem mundane, it may seem very 3D and not connected with your you know, big goals as a light worker, for example. But it's all something that needs to be taken care of. It's something important. At the very least, it's something that helps you release any kind of burden or necessary responsibilities on your shoulders. You do it, you complete it, you check the box, you release that, and you move on to bigger and better things. So it's important. For the masculines, we have Chop Wood, number 42. Yeah, so chop wood is kind of a bit about like getting your hands dirty or being very hands-on with experience. This is not the time to delegate or to leave it to better times. Whatever is in front of you, take it on and deal with it, right? Head on. Face the music, face the hard truths if necessary. Talk to the person if it's about relationship, right? But see what can be done, what you can do right here, right now. All right, let's get into tarot. And today I picked the Tarot of Mystical Moments. I love this deck so much, and I almost feel like I did pick it last night and I wasn't 100% sure what I'll be wearing, but I feel like it's very much relevant. Like, it's so bright and so Divine Feminine centric, and I feel like my outfit is aligned with it all. So yeah, it was probably a reason. Let's see what the Divine Feminine energy is today. What do we need to know about what this journey looks like for Divine Feminines watching, or the cross watchers? Wow, Ace of Cups, I love that. Oops, so we got 3 clarifiers. Look at this beautiful card. Love it so much. Sorry guys, I'll have to lean for it. We have 3 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, another ace, and 3 of Swords. I'm not sure if it was in reverse or not, so I'll just have to go with my intuitive guidance to interpret. But let's also get some cards for Divine Masculine energy. What do we need to know about Diane's journey today? And by the way, don't forget that I'm taking orders for personal readings, so if you want to have more insight about your own story, do not hesitate to reach out. I do have you can also order that from my website, mindfulbamboo.com. It's pretty kind of like same price over there, I think. Yes, I have one for reading, one for coaching separately, but if you're not sure whether that's the right price, what you want, there is like a breakdown in the description box always. and you can just hit me up by email or even through the website. There is a chat there, the contact us form, sorry. So you can do that, and you can let me know what you're looking for, and I'll quote it for you. Five of Pentacles for DMs. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely some hardship, and I feel like that's what the chopped wood is about. The High Priestess, yeah, the Divine Feminine showing up. Oops. I don't know why I did that, but it came out, so I'm just gonna take it. We also have Four of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and Five of Wands. Another five. It's not a bad thing. I mean, fives are usually not the best energy you want, but it's showing you that it's almost like a bit of a consolation that whatever it is you're going through is temporary, and it's there to teach you something important. So you better pay attention, right? It's not like, oh, I'm just gonna not look at it. I'm just gonna distract myself with something else. No, that's exactly the wrong way to do it. Okay, so that's it. Oh, look at that, 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. That's the potential. And then for the connection, well, actually, let's do the twins, and then I'll go to the connection. So with DFs, I get that there is a desire. I have 2 3s and 2 aces, actually, that form 2 4s. So it's kind of 11-11 if you think about it. So there is, in whatever it is you're doing, again, this is another way to rephrase it, right? The building blocks, or that every little step makes a difference in the big picture. Whatever it is that's going on, even if it seems mundane or it seems unrelated to the journey, is related to the journey. So if you feel a little discouraged or tired, or you don't feel like you're making progress, this is a confirmation that you are making progress. And then whatever comes to your vicinity, to your attention in 3D, is exactly what you're supposed to deal with right now. Right? We have aces. Oh, this was the main card, right? Ace of Cups. There's this big channel of loving energy that is coming to you, and I'm getting that. I mean, she's kind of releasing the butterflies, but actually it could be the other way around too. So what I feel is right now your energy may be somewhat depleted. You may be working on healing some sort of heartache, some sort of pain. This is a very strong time for healing, by the way, for doing inner child work. We're in Cancer season. We have new moon in Cancer coming up. So whatever it is you're healing, it's bringing your wounds to the surface. You may feel uncomfortable, and that pain may be like, you may feel very sensitive. Let's put it that way, right? So I feel like with this Ace of Cups, you're getting loving support from above, from the divine, from the universe, in whatever it is you're doing. It's almost like they're giving you a hand, so that if you run out of your loving energy to heal yourself, there is help from the divine in that healing process. So be sure that the universe has got your back, and there's always that support as long as you're in alignment, right? And this is something that you'll need to be able to share that light, to be that source of love for others. So if you don't feel like spending a lot of time with someone else right now, or just being in public, don't feel bad. It's kind of expected, actually, because there's a lot of truth coming up with this healing too. There's a lot of new insights on what happened in certain relationships. Could be with your twin, of course, or maybe certain things that you didn't want to look at before. Now you're ready to look at them. And remember, it's not shown to you that way so that you feel like, oh, I could have seen that before. I could have done something about it. I was so blind. Oh my God, how could I have missed it? No, it's just that we are led to see what we are ready for, right? And so it means that you've healed enough to be ready for that new piece of information, that new insight, and to work with that, right? And even with this collaboration, I don't feel like in this case it's collaboration with other people. It's more of collaboration with the divine, with your inner child and the divine. How about that? 3 of Pentacles. It's also a 3, For the masculines, so the main card is 5 of Pentacles. It's actually, this card is, to me, calls for something very different than the usual 5 of Pentacles. but still we can see that she's kind of like it's winter time and she's naked basically, right? She doesn't feel like she's got enough protection for the most precious, the most treasured possession or part of herself, whatever, right? The most sacred part of herself. So I feel like DM's actually going through it, right? With certain karmic items coming up. But the thing is, if DF is more equipped with different techniques on how to transmute that, how to heal, how to get to that freedom point. DMs usually get that experience through karmic events, and it's usually through something painful and something dramatic most of the time, and we can actually see some of that here. I like, the only card I like here is Page of Pentacles. Actually, it shows to me that it's opening up DMs to learning, to understanding that they don't know the quirks of it, you know, whatever it is, the relationship, building a life, being happy and successful. Like, there's still so much to learn. That's the main outcome from this struggle, from that Five of Pentacles struggle, right? They suddenly feel like they aren't sure about things anymore, not much about anything, right? Like, they feel alone. Before they had these other people around that seemed like, with this card especially, that seemed like they mattered, like they were that entourage, or they, you know, presented a certain background that felt like, okay, I've got my tribe, I've got my group. And that suddenly now they don't feel like they've got that support anymore. They feel alone, just in a click of a button, like hop, and that's it. They're gone. Suddenly there is no support from those people. Maybe literally, maybe they just don't feel that. Maybe they're away, you know, something like that. So Divine Feminine is definitely in focus here. It means that Divine Feminine and the experience with the twin is actually helping to uncover some of these karmic questions and gaps that DMs have in terms of building a foundation. In terms of, in this particular card, we actually see a house, right? In terms of having the key, right? Knowing the secret sauce to building a happy life with the IDF, right? It's causing them to reimagine how they would want to build that, what that happiness looks like for them. Yeah, it's like a soul searching process all over again. Okay, let's see what we have for the connection. I've got my Witch's Tarot here, so let's see what's going on in the connections. I mean, it's kind of, well, I guess it's that if you imagine the Lover's card in the Rider-Waite, I don't have the deck with me, but it's when, you know, the feminine is looking to God, to the angel actually, and then masculine is looking to the feminine. So that's actually what we have here. Look at that. We have DF collaborating with the divine and inner child on that healing process and getting support from the divine on that. And then masculine is actually looking towards the feminine, and they're getting certain insights and certain wake-up calls for them. I love that. Here we got the Star. The Star is one of those cards that's going to be so different in different decks, with its own layers of meaning. Wow, Ace of Cups and Nine of Wands and Queen of Cups. Okay. So the Star was the first and the main card, and she's actually pouring out the water from this. So it's almost like I'm getting the cleansing from being emotional in a situation, or when looking towards the bigger picture, the goal in life, you know, that North Star. Yeah, so I get that the twins are getting much clearer on what that picture is, what that end goal is, and how much how do I say this, how much foggier or muddier the path has been because of their emotions in the way, right? So there's time to cleanse themselves of that emotion, fill it up with actual love, right? Being the masters of emotion, have that emotional intelligence, right? Where we use it, none of the emotions are bad, and we shouldn't avoid them, right? I mean, it's not gonna be real anyway. As humans, we have emotions and they're helping us. They're important language, important information about ourselves, about people around us. And it's not to ignore that or judge it, it's more to interpret it, to analyze it, to understand why they're coming up, especially the negative emotions. Those are the main flags, and to where to look for clues for next steps for the growth. Not to mention the healing path, right? They are all very closely connected. One cannot happen without the other. So it's almost like that emotional intelligence learning that the twins are getting at this time, and they understand not just that information on its own. The fears is also the emotion, right? It's like sometimes we're scared to look at our emotions, to really look it in the eye and understand what they're about. But they also see a very clear connection between these and the bigger goal and union and mission and happiness and joy and overall fulfillment, right? Like, I cannot realize my full potential until the emotions have gotten the best of me, right? Because it's always going to be like the block. It's almost like you're going to be banging your head against the wall to a certain degree, right? Like, you can then try to like dig your way around it, but you'll get another wall. It's just a matter of time, right? You can't really avoid it fully. Okay, last but not least, messages between the twins. Messages from DMs to DFs, first of all. Ooh. I don't know whether I'm impatient or DMs want to talk. Okay, got 5 cards. Will you choose me? Think so, yes. Look at that. There's already, I think so, yes. That's the result of that healing. Words do hurt, maybe. Yes, that's another way of like looking back at those emotions and how much they've actually spoiled is not the right word, but they made the experience harder for the twins. And sex with you, that stays always. But you know what, again, I just mentioned that image from the Lover's card. So when DF is doing that collaboration with the divine and DM is looking that way, that's the energy, that's the setup where DF will be the most attractive, the sexiest creature, you know? So well done, DFs watching. That's exactly where you're supposed to be. Okay, now messages from divine feminines to masculines. Ooh, wow. I got like a whole bunch, but I'm gonna take them. I'm ready, the full card. I want to get you drunk. I feel like this giggling laughter, almost like I know you're trying to be to have this macho display or to seem better than you actually are, or something like that. Like there's some sort of a front, right? Like you put into because you want to look and present yourself in this very worthy way. And so I want to get you drunk just to see what's actually going to be happening when you don't have your guard up anymore. Think before you act, and I would do anything for you. So DFs are basically saying, I know you're going through a hard time. Of course, I'm facing part of the healing that I'm doing is connected with the painful stuff and we saw that in the heartache, the painful stuff that happened between us, because that's a fresher experience than say from childhood. So of course I'm going back to that too, and I'm working through it, and it's not pretty. But I want you to know that no matter what, no matter where I am, I would do anything for you. Like I'm there, I've got this unconditional love. I'm sending it to you telepathically, and if you need the word of support or whatever help on this path, I'm there for you. I'm your co-pilot. And I also have love me and your family won't like me. So DF is it's interesting because in this message I'm getting that even if it's almost like the sentences, even if your family won't like me, it shouldn't really matter because you're in love with me. I'm the person, you know, and that's, as long as it works for us, it doesn't really matter what kind of considerations or reservations your family is gonna have. We're not of this world anyway, right? So why would we be exactly like what our families, our friends imagine that even sounds weird, imagines our a significant other to be, right? As long as we figure it out, nothing else matters. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I hope this was useful. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon.